Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development and Consulting. I get to do something pretty exciting today. So, 2 weeks ago, Cindy and I hosted the first ever Leadership Legacy experience in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We, for 10 years, since 2015, since just after starting our business, we hosted a Live to Lead experience for the Harrisonburg, Shenandoah Valley area where we bought license for some content from Maxwell Leadership, specifically John Maxwell each year and a number of other leaders throughout the years. And since 2019, we sold that event out sometimes as much as 6 weeks in advance. It was a great experience. We typically get a host around 200 to 225 folks. We had those folks come from as many as 100 different companies over the years. But we were capped. We couldn't do anything else. So we looked through some different things. We knew our 10-year business anniversary was coming up, and we looked through some different venues. And long story short is we landed on the Atlantic Union Bank Center, where James Madison University plays basketball and does a whole slew of other things. Fantastic facility. So we went big. And it was a cool experience. We had several hundred leaders from more than 125 organizations, I believe from 6 different states represented. It truly was a mid-Atlantic experience for folks coming from all around. One of the things we were able to do for that event was work with Appeal Production to be able to capture each session throughout the day. So folks that had VIP registration could have ongoing access to some of the content that we shared, specifically the opening keynote that Cindy and I did, the executive panels throughout the day, and I'll talk more about those in just a second, and sessions from Mark Cole, the CEO of Maxwell Leadership. But we did something else leading up to the event that was more about promotion at the time, to shine some light on our partners, to just make the event visible. And through that process, we realized, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Now, one of the pieces of feedback that we got from a few folks after the event was, hey, your executive panels, we had 3 different executive panels with 5 folks each, so 15 different executive panel members. And as I'm being honest, sharing this with you, I looked at those executive panels and I thought, my goodness, how blessed are we that we have these folks as friends who are willing to take their time, their energy, be part of this event to help us serve the community of leaders that were part of the event with us. It was absolutely fantastic. But one of the comments was, hey, each of the panels was only 45 minutes long. So each of the panelists could only share 10 minutes tops in the segment that they were part of. But through the interviews that we did leading up to, not only were we able to interview every single panelist, we were able to interview nearly 24 owners or executives with our different partnering organizations, and we'll continue to add some of those moving forward. We were able to capture interviews that are between 25 and 40 minutes that really builds into the theme of the event. Now, that event theme was Leading with Clear Purpose, my newest book. It was released back in February of this year, 2025. It made a #1 Amazon bestseller, like the previous book, the What's Killing Your Profitability book. But the feedback that I've gotten has been resounding. It was more than I ever expected about how important that clear purpose is for anybody in a leadership role, but also folks at any level of the organization. And that was the theme of the day. Cindy and I opened, kind of laid a foundation for here's what the day is going to look like, and here's how purpose matters for leaders, for the organization as a whole, as well as helping each team member connect their individual purpose with what the organization's working to do. And then the panels kind of worked through each of those segments. And then Mark Cole came in and wrapped it all up with how he and John Maxwell help leaders around the world build intentionality and purpose into all that they do. And oh, by the way, Mark did an exclusive VIP breakout session over lunch where he talked about High Road Leadership, one of John's most recent books, but it's probably the thing that John's taught on more in the last 2 years than anything else. And it was just a fantastic experience. Now, through that process, Appeal Production, and there's going to be some neat stuff about Appeal in the links wherever you're accessing this, they captured every single piece of the live event, and that's built into what I'm about to share with you. We put together a fantastic digital course. Now, I'm going to share that on screen so you can see a little bit of what we got. There's an offer that I'm going to share with you on this digital course. I'll tell you what that is right now, and then I'll show you a little bit of what it encompasses. We've priced that. We made a very, very special offer for folks at the event that day, and I won't even talk about that here, but it was something pretty power packed. But that the experience itself, the digital product, the digital game plan is what we've named it, is going to be available moving forward at $147. But we wanted to make something very, very special for a limited time. We knew we couldn't do it long term because some of the assets I'm going to share are limited. They were printed once, they'll never be printed again. But we wanted to do a 10% discount. Now, by itself, 10% is not a big deal. Who really cares? It's 14, 15 bucks. Not huge. But what we've built into it is significant over and above that 10%. And what I'll say is the things that I'm going to share here, that 10%, as well as the bonus resources that I'm about to map out for you, won't be available outside of wherever you're seeing this and through the links that I'm sharing here. It's not going to be on our website. It's not going to be in a special landing page. You've got to access it through what you're seeing here, both in the text or through the comments that we've got wherever this is being streamed to. Now, again, $147 regular price, that takes it to $132 and some change. But here's what else we're going to build in. But before I do that, let me show you some of what the course features before. So I mentioned that this digital course, this digital game plan, is something that you would have lifetime access to, with two small exceptions, and I'll get to that in a second. The digital game plan features so many cool assets. Our community partner for the event was the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighters Foundation, and we were able to donate over $2,700 to the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighters Foundation through launching a 100 Club, as well as just 5% of all the individual ticket sales that happened through the event. We were able to do some interviews with individual board members to really learn about the foundation, but understand their clear purpose for serving on that board to help our first responders, both paid and volunteer, fire, EMS, law enforcement. Kind of cool how they structured the board. Some other aspects of that, well, you can see the video of the check presentation, the recognition of the 100 Club members, and so on. One of my lifelong friends, Ben Kaufman, he was our MC. He called the plays for the day, kind of acting in a coach capacity. The opening keynote that Cindy and I shared is in here. Each of the panels, and we had some fantastic panelists. I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new link so you can see it. Each of the panelists, Josh Stevens, General Manager of Rockingham Petroleum, Sabrina Dorman-Andrew, with the Executive Director and Co-Founder of New Creation, Josh Hale, Market President with Pioneer Bank, Bryn McIntyre-Rankin with Appeal Production. And Bryn was amazing to help us put this together. Ryan Sodakoff, who is the General Manager of Stephen Automotive, Stephen Toyota, but he's also the Chair of the Board of the Harrisonburg Professional Fire Foundation. Now, the rest of the pieces, we had Executive Panel 2 and 3 were equally amazing. I won't take the time to do that here. I did a live interview promoting the event with Mark Cole. That's in here, and that's going to stay in here. You'll see here that Mark Cole's VIP lunch session that he did in the Campanelli Club area of the Atlantic Union Bank Center, that's going to be in here, and as well as his closing keynote, The Power of Intentionality and Purpose. Those two, due to contractual obligations, will only be in the course through December 13th, 6 months from the day of the event. Everything else is in there indefinitely. You get to meet our panels, each of the 5 panelists on each of the 3 panels. Powerful interviews. I mean, some of these folks we've known for years and years and years, but through these interviews, we learned stuff that we never would have known had we not talked specific about their clear purpose for accepting leadership responsibility, how they help their teams, and how they help their individual team members connect with that purpose. We also had the opportunity, like I said before, to interview already more than 24 of our partners for the event, the leaders from their organization, so we could feature as an organization, why did we lock arms with them? Why did we partner with them? Why did we make sure that these were the right folks to really have as partners for the first time ever event? Now, we also have built into this a flip book, a digital game plan, if you will, that courtesy of a friend of ours with Gaines Group Architects, Charles Hendricks, he put this together. And it's a fantastic resource that you can download as soon as you get access to the course, where you can walk through every aspect of the day and take notes through each of the panels, through the opening keynotes, and so many of the different pieces that went throughout the day. Now, back to this. What we were able to do is we have some extra one-time run copies of the physical things. And this is what you'll never access anywhere other than here for this limited time. We have the physical playbooks, 8.5 by 11 workbook. It's just shy of 100 pages of what you see in that flip book that Charles created for us. as part of this bonus, we're going to hook you up in the US only. I'm not going to ship it internationally, but in the US only, we'll hook you up with a commemorative edition copy of the playbook. We'll also hook you up with a signed copy of my Leading with Clear Purpose, which is also a commemorative edition because we were able to focus on some of our resource partners in the book. It was a one-time run. There will never be another batch like that. For the first 5 who ordered this, take advantage of this offer at the $132 with all these different things built in, we also have just a couple of extra copies of High Road Leadership by John Maxwell. But here's what's special about them. These are signed. John signed these himself. Matter of fact, Cindy and I got a copy for Mark because he played a significant role in the book, and he signed one of each of those to us, and that was pretty special. But these were all signed by John, but that's only for the first 5 because we don't have many of those. We ordered a limited number. They were for VIPs. We have a couple extra, so I wanted to sweeten the pot. One last thing that we'll do for a limited time as well. Folks who were at the event had a credential. VIPs and general admission, a company called BR Printers. Jorge Velasco is the CEO, president of that company. He was one of our executive panelists. They worked with us through a partnership, and they helped provide all the resources for the event. And if you take advantage of this special offer with all the bonuses, and I'm not done yet with that, I'll chip in one of these that we can customize to put your name and organization on. So it's got BR on the back. It's pretty cool. It's kind of commemorative. If you look up behind me here on the wall, I've got some from different events and things that we've collected over the years. It's just kind of a cool keepsake. But again, when they're gone, they're gone. I can't do that for everybody. It's a very limited time. The last thing that we've built into this special offer is a 90-day no-cost trial to our Leading at the Next Level program. And guys, Cindy and I have been working through that program since late 2018. And it now has more than 160 lessons in the digital resource. And we do new live lessons in that program monthly that we share, that you can join live. When we end the lesson, then we kill the recording and we go to live Q&A, and we can have some individual Q&A mentorship opportunities with the folks that have it. Several hundred people have access to that. And here's what I'm going to do. It's regularly priced at about $50 a month for a monthly membership. The 90-day, the 3-month access is about $150 value. After the 90 days in, if you choose to stay enrolled, you'll have ongoing access to it through this package only. We've only ever done this for in-person events that we're with folks. You'll have access to it at 90% off on a monthly basis. That's $4.97 moving forward, regularly $50 a month. It's not an obligation. You can cancel it at any time, but that's what you've got. All of the lessons in that course are approved for continuing education credit through the Society for Human Resource Management and the Human Resource Institute. We've put a ton of effort and investment into that to make sure we serve folks. We've got a table of contents document for all the lessons. We know realistically, nobody's going to go through all the lessons. I had someone say to me just before the event, hey, I've got to work through all those before the event. I said, you're not going to do that. You can't do that. You don't have time in your day. But if you have a pressing issue, ping me, and I'll help you work through that table of contents to figure out which lessons will fill your needs best, so we can really help you get the most value from what we do. So again, that's some of the resources that we've built into this program for you, so you can get the most value through this, through the text and through the link that I'll add later. You'll have access to this 10% off. Not a huge savings, but as you look at the more than $200 worth of resources, plus for the first 5 that do it, the copy of High Road Leadership signed, you can buy them on Amazon for $20, $25, $30, whatever. I think it's listed at $35, but there's some sales from time to time. But you're going to be hard pressed to get it signed by John. And that's something that we were able to snag a couple of those for our VIPs and so on, and had a few left over. That said, hope it serves you well. Look forward to any feedback that you've got, but reach out to us. Again, the only place you'll get access to this link is wherever you're seeing this feed. We're not going to do it anywhere else. Hope it serves you. There is some Facebook boosted posts that we've got running right now for a limited time. When we're out of the resources, we're out of the resources. Until then, hope it serves you well. Look forward to seeing you soon. Make it a great day, and God bless.